Good morning, 8th grade math scholars. The first part of ELT today, you are solving equations with variables on both sides. So remember, in this equation, r plus 1 equals 1 minus 7r. Your goal is to isolate your variable. But in order to do that, I need my variable on the one side and all my other numbers on the other side. So let's say I want my variable to be over here and then my other numbers or constants to be here. I would look for my variable on this side. I'm going to do the inverse. I'm going to add 7r to move the variable to this side. Negative 7r plus 7r is 0. I'm left with 1 equals r plus 7r is 8r plus 1. And then you go ahead and solve. I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides. I'm left with 8r equals 0. I divide by 8, I divide by 8, r equals 0. For number 3, I look and I notice there are still variables on both sides. So I'm going to add 6x to both sides. So I'm always going to move the variable to one side first. Over on this side, I'm left with 8 equals negative x. My variable is still not isolated, so I'm going to divide out a negative 1 to make the negative sign go away, and I'm left with x equals negative 8. 5 and 7 are a little bit different. For number 5, I have a 1 plus 4x minus 1 equals negative 6 plus 5x. So I know that 1 minus 1 is just 0. So I'm going to get rid of those first. I'm going to write 4x equals negative 6 plus 5x. And then I'm going to move my variable to one side. And I get negative x equals negative 6. Divide by negative 1, divide by negative 1, x equals 6. For number 7, I can do the same thing. So I see on one side I have negative 8 plus 1. Oh, instead of writing out those, I could just write negative 7. Minus 3k minus 5k, I could just write minus 8k equals negative 6k plus 3. And then you can go ahead and solve. After you do that, you have some review of what we did in ELT last week.